She wasn't born into fame, yet there was always something quietly striking about her, a rare mix of softness, intelligence, and screen presence that naturally drew attention. Alina Boz didn't simply step into Turkish entertainment. She built her place with patience and precision, transforming early promise into one of the most refined acting journeys of her generation. You're watching Celebrity Fandom. If you're into deep dives on star journeys, lifestyles, and the real stories behind the spotlight, hit subscribe now and stay tuned for more. Alina Boz was born on June 14, 1998, in Moscow, Russia, and later moved to Turkey at a young age. Growing up between cultures, she developed a unique perspective and emotional awareness that would later shape her performances. Long before major sets and leading roles, she was drawn to language, expression, and storytelling, studying acting while balancing education and early auditions. Her acting journey began with supporting roles in television series, gradually building experience and visibility. Early projects such as Caesar Hemsire and Paramparka introduced her to audiences, but it was her role as Hazal in Paramparka that marked her first major breakthrough. The performance showcased her ability to portray emotional conflict and vulnerability well beyond her age, earning critical attention and a growing fan base. Rather than being boxed into one image, Alina continued to expand her range. She took on leading roles in projects like Elmi Bayrakma, where she carried a long-running drama with emotional consistency, and later delivered darker, more complex performances in series such as Marasli and Burperi Masali. Each role reflected a deliberate step forward, revealing an actress focused on depth rather than repetition. Alina's approach to acting is defined by selectivity. She chooses characters that challenge her psychologically and emotionally, often gravitating towards stories centered on identity, resilience, and inner transformation. This careful decision-making has allowed her to mature on screen while maintaining credibility with both audiences and industry professionals. Off-screen, Alina's public image blends elegance with restraint. She maintains a calm, composed presence, avoiding unnecessary exposure while remaining active in fashion and brand collaborations. Her refined style and international appeal have made her a frequent choice for high-profile campaigns, while her brand partnerships remain aligned with her understated image. Her lifestyle reflects balance and focus. She values privacy, personal growth, and creative preparation, often stepping back from the spotlight between projects. This measured pace supports long-term consistency rather than short-lived hype. Alina's influence continues to grow beyond Turkish television, with strong international viewership through global streaming platforms and a steadily expanding social media presence. She has become one of the most recognizable young faces in modern Turkish drama. Her estimated net worth reflects consistent earnings from acting and endorsements, built gradually through strategic career choices. What truly sets her apart is emotional subtlety. She brings quiet intensity to her characters, allowing silence, expression, and restraint to speak as loudly as dialogue. That understated strength defines her performances and distinguishes her in a competitive industry. As of 2026, Alina Boz stands not only as a leading actress of her generation, but as a symbol of controlled growth, artistic discipline, and quiet confidence in modern entertainment. That wraps up today's feature. If you enjoyed this content, like the video and subscribe to Celebrity Fandom for more in-depth celebrity stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. He wasn't born into fame, yet there was always something striking about him, a rare mix of intensity, vulnerability, and screen magnetism that made audiences pause and pay attention. Tolga Saritas didn't simply enter Turkish entertainment. He carved his own lane, transforming early passion and discipline into one of the most respected acting careers of his generation. You're watching Celebrity Fandom. If you're into deep dives on star journeys, lifestyles, and the real stories behind the spotlight, hit subscribe now and stay tuned for more. Tolga Saritas was born on May 30th, 1991, in Istanbul, Turkey. Long before major sets and leading roles, he showed a strong interest in the arts, particularly music and performance. He studied guitar and was deeply drawn to emotional expression from a young age, developing sensitivity and discipline that would later shape his acting style. His acting journey began with supporting roles in television and film, where he steadily refined his craft rather than seeking instant stardom. Early appearances allowed him to build emotional control, realism, and on-screen confidence. His true breakthrough came with his portrayal of Sait Saad Sahanger in the historical epic Matizim Yüzyıl, where his performance stood out for its emotional fragility and depth, earning both audience admiration and critical praise. Rather than becoming confined to historical roles, Tolga pushed himself further. He gained massive popularity with his lead performance as Yavuz in Gyunsin Kızları, followed by intense and emotionally demanding roles in Saz, Baba, and other dramatic projects. In Saz, his portrayal of a soldier struggling with duty, loss, and leadership solidified his reputation as a powerful dramatic lead capable of carrying complex narratives. Tolga's approach to roles reflects precision and intention. He consistently chooses characters that challenge him emotionally and psychologically, avoiding repetition even when certain formulas guarantee success. This balance between popularity and depth has allowed him to remain relevant in a highly competitive industry. Off-screen, Tolga's public image blends sincerity with restraint. He avoids unnecessary controversy, maintains a respectful distance from constant exposure, and focuses on craft rather than spectacle. His presence feels grounded, reinforcing the authenticity audiences see on screen. His lifestyle mirrors his professional discipline. He values structure, mental focus, and creative balance, often emphasizing personal growth over public validation. Music continues to play an important role in his life, serving as both an emotional outlet and a grounding force. Tolga's influence now extends beyond Turkish television. With strong international viewership through global streaming platforms and a dedicated fan base, he has become one of Turkey's most recognizable and reliable male leads. His estimated net worth reflects steady earnings from acting, endorsements, and long-term collaborations, built through consistency rather than sudden hype. What truly sets him apart is emotional honesty. Tolga brings vulnerability to strength, silence to power, and depth to every role he inhabits. He allows audiences to feel his characters rather than simply watch them. As of 2026, Tolga Saritas stands not only as a leading actor, but as a symbol of intentional growth and emotional realism in modern Turkish entertainment. That wraps up today's feature. If you enjoyed this content, like the video and subscribe to Celebrity Fandom for more in-depth celebrity stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.